Hey, good morning. Welcome to our Mental Toughness Monday. I'm excited to be joined here today live with Chris Lewis, and we're excited to have anyone who is now um, catching us on the replay. So comment down below, hashtag replay. We're excited to have you here. All right, we are going to start with the emotional aspects of HD Clear, which is a blend that was formulated for acne and general skin imperfections, but um but it's the oil of accepting imperfections. So who doesn't need that, right? And Chris and I were talking right before we started. Both of us have basically given away all of our HD Clear to like our grandkids or kids or whoever. And so now we don't have it. But now I'm like, it doesn't hurt to accept imperfections, does it?
Right, we ought to get it. I think we all need it.
Right. Anyway, okay, its major ingredient, black cumin seed, is not an essential oil, but has trace amounts of essential oil within it. Black cumin is prized in many Islamic countries for its healing properties. So HD Clear combines the healing properties of black cumin with other essential oils. And it supports those emotionally with suppressed anger, guilt, and self-judgment. Now, who doesn't have that? Do we know anyone? Not anyone
Mm.
our age, for sure. Individuals in need of this blend may harbor feelings of guilt or anger from the past. These deeply buried feelings may exist outside of their conscious awareness, and yet these feelings of pain or anger literally boil to the surface. If individuals do not deal with these feelings appropriately, they may manifest through lashing out or blaming others. This support blend supports individuals by increasing self-acceptance and self-love. It assists them in seeing their inherent worth regardless of physical appearance. It encourages the healthy release and expression of feelings of anger. HD Clear invites individuals to look past imperfections and replace self judgment with self acceptance. So there you go. So you can inhale it from the bottle, you can diffuse it. It would be hard to diffuse because it comes in a roller. You can put it on your hands, you can rub it and inhale it there. You can apply it anywhere on the body that needs additional love and approval. That's really cute. And when we used it for like blemishes, you can actually put it straight on any, little acne points, zits, or anything like that, because it is so healing. So
I
you can
don't think
feel,
it's, sorry, I
go
don't
ahead.
think it's diluted too. It's pretty strong.
It is really strong. So you can dilute it if you feel like you need to. I mean, I guess the black cumin oil is sort of a diluting agent
Is it?
with it, but it still is really strong. I agree. With that. So and it was even stronger and then they reformulated it. But when it was like I think it was when it was called clear skin, it was like way too strong, in my
Mm.
opinion. Anyway, feel less emotional pain, feel less angry, less self-judgment, self-critical, concealing, less hiding, less suppressing, less blaming others, and more self-acceptance, self-love, worthy, healthy expression, and self-aware. So it also has in it the black cumin that we talked about, whole wood leaf, melaleuca leaf, which is tea tree, Litzia berry, and eucalyptus leaf, and geranium. Didn't we just talk about geranium?
We
Okay.
did.
Yeah, geranium was such a great one. Love and trust. You get a little bit of that love and trust still in here. All right. Well, any thoughts or questions or comments about HD Clear?
These deeply buried feelings may exist outside their conscious awareness. There's a book about emotions or buried alive
Yeah,
or
buried
something.
alive. Right. Feelings buried alive
Never
never die.
die. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. That's a great book. That's written by Carol Truman, Carol with the
Mm.
K. So if you're looking for that, that's a really good one. And she was that book and her work was a major resource as they put together the emotions book.
Oh,
Um, so just be aware that it's there. So you can go get the other one, or you can get the emotions book that we have because it also brings in several other resources and and teachings from many, many researchers that have done a lot of work in the emotional world. So I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved this one anyway for my kids, and I've told the story before, but I just thought my kids had this beautiful, dreamy, creamy, gorgeous skin. And but I had given them the HD Clear, the whole set. So they had the foaming face wash, they had the HD Clear for like anything that came up, and then they had also the it's not medicated, but it's like a medicated lotion because it has like tea tree and some oils in it and stuff. Anyway, so it was just in the shower. I had four teenagers that were living at home. Well, I might have had five at the time. I can't remember for sure, but anyway, during that time, anyway, they would all just like take a pump in the shower and it would last a whole month for the four teenagers. And that was the most thing they did. Probably none of the boys ever used the oil itself. I think my girl was the only one who used that. And I know I had a couple of my daughters who used the cream to help with their face and stuff. But anyway, so I thought they were just like naturally gorgeous, but when they ran out, they were all little pizza faces. Like
Aw.
it was amazing. I was like, "Oh, we got to keep that going."
Yeah,
So,
that's really hard on the self-esteem when you're that age. Well, any
yeah,
age, actually.
I know, right? I have actually talked to a number of people in their as they kind of their hormones start to shift and they go into menopause or whatever, and some of them will have this adult onset acne and it's just like so horrible.
I had that after I had my babies, and it was, I can't even describe how horrible it was because it was way worse than when I was a teenager. Yeah, it
So
was bad.
annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I also watched this week a horrifying conversation between a it's a I'll link it in the comments, but the his name is Dr. Yosef I can't remember his last name. I'm sorry. I'm really doing a great job at this, but he was an FDA researcher and he specifically researched psychological drugs and his doctorate is in psychology. And he was talking with a father who talked about his son and how much the drug that he was put on for acne changed his brain so much that he was basically traumatic brain injured
Oh,
after that. And they said this is not it's a known side effect. Um, it doesn't happen super often, but like if you thought that was a possibility for your kid, would you even I mean, my gosh, like I understand the concerns and I know tons of people who've been on the drug, but and aren't brain injured. So that's nice, but I mean, knowing that at this point I would never roll the dice with my teenager. Like
mm,
that would just be terrifying to me. So, yeah, this is a great opportunity to work through the emotions and definitely use the stuff.
yeah.
Anyway. Okay, any other thoughts on HD Clear before we go on?
No, better to use HD Clear so our feelings don't boil up.
Right? Right out our skin. Oh. All right. Oh my gosh. How perfect is this? Number 110. Is that where we are?
Yep.
Yeah. The world class raises their rate of vibration at will. And we have tools to help us do it as well, but you can also do it with your mind. But the oils just make it easier for you to do it in your mind. So, okay, Holly Bauer, former CEO and president of the Home Shopping Network Credit Corporation. She said, "Ladies, do you want to know how to take a 1 carat diamond and turn it into a 2.5 carat diamond?" And then she said, "Learn to raise your ROV, which is your rate of vibration." The average performer spends a little time analyzing her own performance. Once she reaches a level of competence that satisfies her job requirements, ongoing analysis and improvement are no longer a priority. The world class is constantly analyzing, critiquing, and giving themselves feedback. One of the things a professional performer does or pays close attention to is her level of attraction to other people, especially prospects and customers. At Mental Toughness University, we call it the rate of vibration or ROV. The concept of ROV is simple. It's a combination of the mental and physical energy being projected from one person to another. You might call it charisma in action. The five components of ROV are energy, enthusiasm, confidence, belief, and clarity. The sum total of these components is your ROV. So let's go through those again. Energy, enthusiasm, confidence, belief, and clarity. Boy, those are things that we can just like look at and see what we can change around them to help them. And this makes your ROV. At Mental Toughness University, we ask our sales and management clients to track their ROV on a scale of 1 to 1,000 before and after every sales call or coaching session. The purpose is to convince the performer a high ROV creates greater attraction and response from the prospect or the customer. And then we show them how to raise their ROV in seconds. Professional performers have been using this concept for years. It falls under various names. The bottom line, the pro always contemplates what she thinks about in performance situations, and implementing strategies and techniques such as ROV creates better results. No matter where she is in her career, a champion is borderline obsessed with improving. She continues to learn new ideas and ways of improving her performance. Meanwhile, the middle class performer is still doing things the way she did 20 years ago. The difference is more about consciousness than anything else. So that's pretty awesome. What are your thoughts?
What was how are they raising that in seconds? Let's
I
see.
know, right? It says we show them how to raise it in seconds. Oh, there's
Hmm.
more on the other side. Let's see if
Oh,
we
right.
can get some here. I'm going to actually show the picture, and maybe we can also, I'll try to get a picture of it out of the link so we can look at this. Okay, so develop a habit of tracking your ROV during presentations and other times that you're attempting to persuade people to your point of view. On a scale of 1 to 1,000, the average salesperson scores around 250. Top salespeople score around 750. The goal is to get close to the 1,000 mark, as close as possible. All scores are subjective, but the purpose of the exercise is to recognize the impact raising your ROV has on your ability to influence and persuade other people. And then it has a chart of that. So, and then it's got the energy, mental, physical, spiritual, enthusiasm, product, customer, sale, the confidence in your product, your sale, your customer, and your company, your belief in yourself, your prospect, and your results, and then your clarity, visions, purpose, payoff, and the significance of what it is that you're doing. There is a book also as a world-class resource to read The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy, PhD. I don't know if I've ever read that one. Have you?
Hmm. Uh-uh.
We should look for that one. So I love that they're just talking about, and maybe we can just have even a little conversation about like what are some things that you can do to raise your energy. I really want to like spread my page apart here so I can read those little words better.
So it's actually, isn't it actually saying energy plus enthusiasm plus confidence plus belief plus clarity equals rate of vibration?
Yeah, so each one of those is an area where you can. So we did a thing at we've done it at a few of the Experienced doTERRA events where you create it's a plus on your paper. And then on the one side you put, and this is you're going to rate your belief levels in the, um, the industry, in doTERRA specifically, in the, um, I can't remember what this one is. And then the last one is you. So it's like network marketing in general, doTERRA specifically, um, doTERRA as a, I don't know, like if it, the product that you're selling and yourself in the four quadrants that you're looking at. And I don't know if they're backwards. I'm trying to show it like I'm standing behind the paper, but I don't know how it's looking for you guys. But anyway, when you look at that and you look at the different things, and what I discovered really quickly the first time I did this exercise was that I believed in the network marketing industry less than I believed in doTERRA because it there's a lot of stuff. But with doTERRA, because of the way they put their compensation plan together, because of like their care and concern for people on both sides of the bottle, and also for their wellness advocates and stuff, then I had a high belief in doTERRA. The product, like 100% all the way, like that's why we're here, right? That's why our retention rate is so high, because people love the product. But then when it came to, belief in myself, I mean, I just started to cry because I realized that I didn't believe in me.
Mhm.
I didn't believe in my ability to do it. And it's made me, this even today has made me kind of start thinking about, like, I worked on a project a few years ago that was just basically a personal passion project, a spiritual project that was really meaningful to me. But then I was talking with another woman who has like published some books and is a speaker for like Time Out for Women and just different things like that. And I was just kind of discussing it with her. And she said, well, what is, basically so great about your product that everyone needs it? And I was like, oh, I don't know about that. And like, I mean, she kept pushing on me, and I was like holding back the tears because I just
Oh,
realized that I didn't feel like, I was just like, no, people can like use it if they want to. Like it's not like everyone like needs it. But it really I've been thinking about this a lot because my personal confidence has gone up this year a lot more. And some of it is just like, stop believing the lies that you've been hearing. I don't even want to say the lies you've been telling yourself, because I don't believe that I'm telling myself those lies. I'm just believing them, right?
mm.
And anyway, so I'm curious, and I'm really interested in if we can take each one of these pieces, the energy, like how can we improve our mental, our physical, and our spiritual energy,
Mhm.
or any of them. So what are your thoughts on any one piece? Because when you add them all together, that's your rate of vibration, which means if you have like a weak link anywhere, you're going to be losing some of those. In fact, if you were to break it down, because if it's on 1 to 1,000 and there's five, then that makes everyone worth like 250 points, right? So if you were to score each one, and this would be a great exercise to do, but like I would just love to kind of talk about it a little bit more of each one, of like, what are some things, what are some ideas? And if you're watching on the replay, then put them down in the chat as well, of like, what do you do? How do you raise your mental, your physical, or your spiritual energy? What are some things you do, Chris?
Well, mental for sure. We're going through the 177 mental toughness of the world class. That's a start, and I think self development for
Yeah.
sure, and physical. Let's get away from building all this stuff and get out and get some sunshine and some exercise.
Right. Right. Walk outside, do some stuff. Right. I love
Yeah.
it.
So I noticed our dog is getting a little hefty and he's not eating more than he's supposed to, but he's sitting around with old people. So so I try to go out a couple of times, 2 or 3 times a day and throw the ball. So at least my arm's getting exercise.
Right. Right. Maybe you should switch. Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. And I noticed also that like this morning, when I was starting to get ready for the day, my husband got me this awesome, oh, I don't know if I brought it down. He got me this awesome speaker for Christmas, a portable speaker. And
Oh,
so I found this playlist on Amazon Music called, let's see, gosh, I can't even remember what it was called. I don't know how to look at my history on this, but it was like energizing music for getting ready for work. It was like a 36-minute,
Oh.
playlist. And so I just turned it on and got in the shower and was just like rocking it up. And that raises your physical vibration. It makes you more enthusiastic about your whole day, which that is the next one on the list is enthusiasm. So what are some things that you can do to build your enthusiasm for your product and also for your customer and also for the fact that they're going to buy, like you're enthusiastic for the sale
Mm.
because you're excited about them. What are some things that you can do to raise your enthusiasm for your product, your customer, and
So,
yourself?
so one thing on that is just working on our 90-day reset and just studying. As I'm thinking, why aren't we taking these products? And so, really, people need to present a lesson, and then you'll because a teacher always learns more than
I know,
the
right?
student.
No, that is really true. And as I've worked also on the emotions side and as I've helped with like the website and different things, I've really had the opportunity to dig in a little bit deeper, even than I took the opportunity when I was going through the coaching program, to dig deeper into the resources. It's all there, but I just kind of like looked at it and was like, that's really cool. But like as I've gone through it even more, I'm like, oh my gosh, like we're pulling from so many resources and so many people who have done research on this for decades. Like this is
Mhm.
not a new kind of new age idea or whatever. It is like I don't know if I have it in the printout. There are pages of resources, like the experts in further reading. That's
No.
like a whole page. That's just one side. I think there's more on the nope, there's that's basically the page, but then they also have um the quick reference, but that's more about the oils themselves. But even just the research, if you start into looking at the research that they've listed, and there's like 20 different researchers or books that they've pulled from. Um, and those books, and many of them I have actually read in the course of just in the course of my life because of the different things that my family has gone through, and I've looked at a lot of things. But they also refer to tons of research and studies that have been done in mental and emotional health. And so there's so much information that's available. You can go deep and learn all the stuff, or you can use the oils and help to start to shift and change your vibration. Remember, it was Mark Garrett who said to me, if you will sit with frankincense oil, set a timer for 3 minutes. Just sit and breathe it for 3 minutes every day. It will change your vibration and your whole life will change. And that was true. And it wasn't obviously the only thing I did, but it was the only thing I did for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. So really the bottom line is to dig in,
Yeah.
learn, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Learn.
Use and
Yep.
use.
Yep. Because you learn it and you use it that way. So, okay, confidence is next. And I think also that if you're building that energy and you're gaining that enthusiasm and you're learning, that's naturally going to build into your confidence. And the confidence, again, is with your product, with yourself, with your customer, and also with your company. So, if you go back to that, that T, and you're thinking about okay the industry, you're thinking about the company, you're thinking about the product, and you're thinking about yourself. So here we have the opportunity to look at and build confidence in every one of those areas. And for those of you who are just jumping on live with us, we are in our 177 mental toughness book if you've got one to follow along with, and we're on number 110, which is raising your rate of vibration at will. And we're talking about on the back side of that, this basically how you score yourself and how you raise your vibration in these 5 different areas. So we're talking about confidence right
Ooh.
now. So what are some things that you do to help raise your vibration around the confidence, whether it's for the product, for yourself, for your customer, or for your company? Any thoughts on that?
Got to be a product of the product.
Yes, for sure. And we've just, I mean, really, truly, I think that it gets exciting when we, because we're going through one of the emotions products every week. And it always makes me want to, like, even before we started, we first started talking about that. And I was like, oh my gosh, HD Clear, like, we don't even own it anymore because we don't have acne. But now we've read about it and we need it. So,
I didn't even know if they still sold it. That's how long I've been.
right? Right.
Yeah, do you guys know, or they've been out of the cleaner forever?
The abode or
No, the
the
HD Clear.
wash.
Yeah, the foam wash. Does anybody know why or
I
when?
Oh,
haven't heard anything
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, no, we definitely need that.
Well, I've got a lot of young sisters that were in Nauvoo on their mission that I was helping them with that, and it was working so well. And then I can't get it for them anymore, and they're like, ah.
oh,
Ah. Yeah, no, look at there is a page on, I don't know if you know where to find it, and I
it's your
can't direct
front page down to the bottom.
down at the bottom, which is what is it called? Like product updates or something.
Availability.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, all right. I
take a
don't know
look at
about
that.
that. Cool.
Any other thoughts on confidence, raising your rate of vibration for your confidence? What are some things you do, whether it's for your product, for yourself, for your customer, or for your company? Like, I know the hardest one for me, as I mentioned before, was figuring out how to just get some confidence in myself. And a ton of that was releasing and letting go of the lies that I was believing and just like really surrendering that. In fact, it was a year ago now during Lent. A lot of times people will go into the Lent season and they'll give up meat or they'll give up sugar or they'll give up cigarettes or something like that. It's kind of a fasting time. And as I thought about it, I realized that it was what I wanted to give up was the lies that I had believed about myself for so many years. And it was a really profound experience to spend 40 days focusing on listening to the Lord and what he thought of me instead of all the lies that I had been, you know, steeped in myself. And I don't blame anyone for those lies. I mean, other than the devil, right? Anyway, so that was a
Broad
huge,
shoulders.
huge
Satan has broad
confidence.
shoulders. Blame him for everything.
Well, I mean, he said it, but I believed it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So, um, okay, well,
I,
let's move on. Oh, go ahead.
I just had a thought about competence with the product is recording successes, like
Hmm.
focusing on them. Like when you brought lavender to someone and they had the best night's sleep they'd ever had, or you like these cute girls on the mission in Nauvoo that were just having such struggles and having that work for them. And
Yeah,
that develops my confidence in my competence because I'm remembering all the things that I've done just by giving somebody here, try this.
isn't
And
that
you
amazing?
forget that it works most of
Yeah,
the time. There's the occasional, dang, okay, let's try this. But that to me is remembering. And that's in
I
the
love
scriptures
that.
everywhere. Remember, remember, remember. We have to remember the things we've already done that
And the
serve
So,
people's
stories,
life.
the
re-
ability to share people's stories, whether it's our story of helping someone or whether it's other stories that we've heard from other people, because they are all just, I mean, there's so many miraculous stories.
Mhm.
so remember the Journal of Social Proof?
No.
Well, what you do is you get people to sign it and tell us how doTERRA has helped them. But I don't know why we aren't carrying that to our classes of Unplugged, especially when we don't have a main name, coming. I mean, we got Brenda. Well, that's great. But did any of you ever do that? Because we did it at the fair and we got a lot of stories of I like this product because sentences.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that
And
idea.
so if you keep a book and then the people you're helping, you can either record it yourself or let them sign it with their testimony.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's a great idea. Thanks. Let's do that this week because we got 3 unplugged events coming up.
What did you call it? Journal of what?
It's called Social Proof.
Social proof.
Mm-hmm. And I have a book somewhere. I can't see it these days.
We'll find it because that's
I
really
know it's
amazing.
like a nice journal book that I bought for the purpose of taking it to fairs and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I love it.
But you're right, every
So,
class. And the other thing is just give everybody a peppermint wow. Because if you put peppermint on them first, they can't smell anything else all night. But if you put orange on them first and it just lifts their mood, and then you add a little peppermint and it lifts their brain, they're sold.
yeah, no,
Even if
that's
that's all they
awesome.
buy, is those 2 products.
Yeah, no, that is fantastic. And that actually takes us to the next one on the list, which is belief. So helping to grow your belief, whether it's in yourself, in your product, or in your results. And just like doing exactly what you talked about is one way that you can help create the belief for your customers. You can believe in your customers, but you can also believe in the results that they're going to get with your product. What are some other thoughts about what do you do to raise your vibration of belief in any of those areas? And I love
Is
the wild orange peppermint wow. I think I'll just give myself one right now.
I think it's a great thing to do every day.
Right.
Sit with your frankincense and then give yourself a orange peppermint wow.
That's right. Do it.
And teach all of our younger associates to do that.
Yeah. So good. I don't think I have any peppermint right here. I got breathe though. Breathe and orange are good together too.
So is lemon if you haven't got orange.
Yeah.
That's really good for studying for tests. I've taken tests that I had to be proctored for with that.
Oh, awesome.
I took peppermint beelet when one time when I was having a test for mental clarity when I was getting insurance. Like
Nice.
10, 15 years ago. I got 10 out of 10. Remembered.
Wow. Look at you.
And our next one is clarity.
Right? The next one is clarity. So raising your vibration around that clarity. And this has to do with your vision, your purpose, your payoff, the significance of what it is that you're doing. So what is it that, in your vision and your purpose, like what's the impact or the payoff or the significance of what it is that you're doing? And can you clearly articulate that to someone else? As you're talking about the vision that you have.
Is that a
And
box, clarity? Or is that on belief?
it's a box. Yeah.
Okay. So is there 5 boxes?
There's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And they all
I
add
got
up
company,
together.
confidence, belief, and shared clarity. What's
Energy,
the other one?
enthusiasm. Energy is first,
Oh,
plus enthusiasm, plus confidence, plus belief, plus clarity. And if you'll rate yourself you can do it on the whole thing from 1 to 1,000. But we were just discussing if we broke them out into 250 a piece, then you could figure out like what do I need to what do I where do I need to grow? If on a scale of 1 to 250, how is my rate of vibration regarding energy? What are some things that I can do daily? And then the same thing regarding enthusiasm, confidence, belief, and clarity. And as you start to see, what's awesome about this is that it gives you clarity where you need to, focus in on taking some actions to improve those different areas. And that will help your rate of vibration. And your rate of vibration, the closer you can get to 1,000, the more powerful your influence will be and your ability to support and help others to heal the world. Let's
That's
do it.
great.
All right. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy, PhD. That is not one that I have read before or that I remember reading. I don't think I own it. So that sounds like something I want to bring into my awareness with that. So, all right. Well, we kind of went way over today, didn't we? Wow.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Did Christian quit his job? Did
I,
Christian quit his?
we don't know. We haven't tried to get on today, but the last couple of weeks we tried to get on. I was telling Chris, I'm like, well, maybe we should take it off our calendar because we keep trying to get on and nothing is happening. So
Yeah, I wonder if they're turning it over to other people somewhere on their team. Last week, the gal couldn't figure out how to get us in until the end, and then we were all muted, and then she ended the meeting. So,
Ah,
I didn't
uh,
wait that long. So yeah, that's funny. Well, so then maybe there is something going on.
he
So,
did say he
okay.
was going to have some business out of town or something.
Well,
He had stuff that he
I
had
do
to.
want to get to the end of this recording. And then if you want to keep talking about it, we can. But thank you so much for joining us. And then also, if you are catching us on the replay, hashtag replay down below and tell us what your thoughts are. Some of your tips and tricks of how you raise your rate of vibration for the 5 different areas that we've talked about. So thank you so much.